Hello everyone, and welcome back to today's video. Today I'm going to be going through a big old pile of bags that I've crocheted, some with written patterns, some with video patterns, and some without if you want to see those. Kind of just giving you a bunch of ideas on what to make in the spring months now that we're past like hoodies and scarves and sweaters and hats. We want stuff to carry our stuff. So we're going to get right into it. No cuts, we are going to make this as quick as possible. So number one, let's start with one I do have a pattern for. And that's really easy, which is my super cute little letter envelope bag. Give you guys like a little close-up. As you can see, it's like the typical satchel, right? It's got the handles on the side, but we have a triangular fold instead of a square one for the bag itself. So you know, it looks like a little envelope. I thought it was cute. It actually has a matching pattern to go with a beret, and it all goes together. It's adorable. But here would be number one. Super easy, probably will take you less than 3 hours. If you're experienced, you can definitely get it done in 2. And to give you some variations on the satchel bag, which I have somewhere in my giant pile, I have a couple other ones. First, with a video as well, is the lined satchel bag. And if you give me a second to orient it, this one's a little bit bigger. It's got little hearts, and each of these has a lined pocket. I love this one. This one was adorable. The entire bag itself is also lined. I think I just used scrap fabric, which I do show you in the video how to attach. It also comes with multiple sets of handles. So you have like these ones if you want to hold it, and because there's nothing in it, it weighs itself down right now. It has these cute little bows connected to each handle. And of course it has the giant satchel. So this is a much more difficult version of the letter bag, but it comes with all the different features, which I show you in the video. And a more edgier version of that bag, if you're not into cute pinkness and all that sort of stuff, I have one with little skull patterns as well. Same thing, this one just has some buttons on the top, which were really fun to learn how to attach. And it has more hardware on the sides. So this one does not have a written pattern, but if you're looking to learn how to make this alternative version with all the fancy charms and clips, leave me a comment. Anything without a video pattern, we'll get one if you ask for it. So that's number one, or actually that's number two. And I did have one more to show you, which was just the simplest satchel bag. This is like the most beginner friendly, shows you how to connect the clips. Again, it just comes up and over. Now this one features a zipper. And if you never knew how to attach a zipper, it's really easy to do on crochet. Again, leave me a comment and I'll teach you how to do any of this stuff. All of these, except for the pink one here, were things I made very early on in learning how to crochet. So if you can like handle the simple versions, you will very quickly be able to build up to the more complicated ones. That is our first little group of bags. Let's take a step back and do something crazy instead. This is a backpack, and the backpack itself is a giant bunny rabbit. One of my like absolute favorite pieces. Has the same ears that if you've done my hat tutorials, same bunny ears attached, but this time we have a big stuffed head on the top of our cute little bunny. Has our straps for the backpack, and the zipper itself is underneath the back of the head, which I will open for you, of course. And all of your stuff can go right inside of the body. So you actually have a ton of space. This can fit like a plastic water bottle. And if you're wearing it to school or to class, you can fit all of your pencils and stuff. You just probably need to like hold a binder with it. But this guy's cute. He's very sturdy. You probably would not expect how sturdy he is. Now again, they have nothing in them, so they're weighed down a little bit. But when you're actually wearing them, imagine he's full of stuff. He sits up on your back. He'd be much fatter if he had things inside of him. And his head would sit up if he had something to land on. But they're super cute, really easy. All of the limbs and the head are simple to make. I actually do not have a pattern up for this. So if you want to see that for this little guy, let me know. Very simple and very fun. Similarly to another stuffed animal, but not quite the same, is my giant jellyfish bag. Now this is extremely easy, however, it is deeply time consuming. So this, of course, you can wear however you want, over the shoulder like a little purse, but it's got all these little tentacles that come down from the bottom, So it makes it very long. So keep that in mind if you're making something like this. Of course, it has a zipper. Underneath, the zipper is actually built into the sides, and it's hidden by the ruffles, so you never see it. You can open them up, and while it does not have a ton of space compared to some of the other bags, right inside of the jellyfish head, you can fit your phone, you can fit your wallet, all that sort of stuff. So this guy's fun, very complicated, as you can see, or not very complicated, very time consuming. All of these ruffles, there is about 3 triple crochets for every double crochet in the row before it. So that's how it folds up so nicely on itself. This took days. It took like me taking a break in between because how frustrating it was. However, the final product is totally worth it. If you're sitting around and you have nothing else to do, I highly recommend going into something like this. Now, I don't have a full pattern up for this bag. However, it is exactly the same as my jellyfish bucket hat, which has been up for, I think, almost 2 years now. The only difference is I added all the tentacles underneath instead of on the sides, and we added a panel to close it so it doesn't sit like a hat. And of course the strap. But not easy, yes, easy, time consuming. That's the biggest thing with this bag. But really, really cute, especially for summertime. Continuing, what shall I show you next? Speaking of summertime, let's do it that way. I made a bit ago a video on how to make these little hibiscus bags. This one is the version where you can hold it like this, but I have one with the normal tote bag strap as well. These are easy. As you can see, pattern does not go through to the other side. I will show you how to do all of like the pixel design onto a bag though. So this tutorial is up. And the biggest thing I was teaching was how to translate a pixel art design onto whatever piece it is that you're making. And I just thought with the colors, and I think I made this in like July of last year, you get like a cute little summary design. Really, really easy. I also have just the plain tote bag tutorial, which is for like absolute beginners. This can be a first project. The simplest tote bag in the world. Giant rectangle, it will fit everything you own. Very nice and sturdy, it's not going to fall apart on you. And it has double straps, which are easy to sit over top your shoulder. You can always make them with one, but I love to give extra options. This is the beginner version. This you can make if you've never crocheted before. This is something I would approach a little bit later just because color switching can get a little confusing when you have a bunch of yarn going everywhere. But 2 tote bags, super easy. They're perfect for summertime when you're out shopping, going to the beach, whatever. Speaking of the beach stuff, I have I think I have 2 more that are good for like beach time. I have this meshier bag, and this one I made for like throwing in a water bottle, a sunblock, your phone. It has a lot of holes in it, so small things, not so much. However, the plan was to make it so if you got sand in it, you could shake it out and the sand would come out really easy. This one has gone through some wear and tear over time, but I made this almost 3 years ago and it still holds up really, really well. This also teaches you how to do front and back post stitching. It's really easy. Introduce a new stitch to your life and have like the perfect little summer bag. It's also light, so when you're at the beach, you're not weighing yourself down with a giant bag. And then similarly to the mesh, I have a produce bag that is the same thing. This is essentially the easier version of that one. When you are at the grocery store, at least if you're here in New Jersey, we don't do bags anymore. You have to like pay for all the extra ones. So I made this one to carry like most of your big grocery store items. It's light and see-through and easy to see all your stuff, but also it holds everything in place. This is not a very stretchy yarn. Plus it's simple. And again, throw it over your shoulder. You forget that it's there, but it stretches enough to fit all your things without stuff falling right through. So this is another easy beginner project. How much do we have left? Maybe 5, I think, somewhere around there. I want to save some of the cooler ones for last. Let's go with one of my early projects. I am a big Nintendo fan, I always have been, and I made quite some time ago this little Kirby inspired bag. Shows you how to sew these circles together, make the eyes and the mouth. He has also been through some wear and tear over the years, but he is one of my little favorite guys. I loved making him. Colors were perfect, and it's just something cute. Again, this is not a very big bag, so keep that in mind when you are making certain things, that some bags are going to be bigger than others. Like, here's my head for comparison. I do have a big head, though. You can throw your phone, your chapstick, all that sort of stuff. He's not gonna fall. He won't have holes in him, so he won't fall. Stuff won't fall out of him. But he's cute, and I love making him. So if you're into the cuter stuff, we have things like this. And we have one of my favorite original designs from back in the day, which was my strawberry bag. This is like phone chapstick, maybe like a lip gloss. That's what's fitting in here. It's not big, but tell me this thing is not adorable. It has this green part built into it, so the leaves are actually attached to the bag, but they sit over top, so it's three-dimensional. And you have all the color switching done on the inside. So you are never switching, cutting your yarn, stitching in extra stuff. It's built like this, and it is very simple. It's an easy way to learn how to color switch. Plus, like, it's just so cute. Imagine putting like a little charm on the end of it. I have a couple all over the place, but they would fit easily. They're cute, and it's small. So again, if you're out on a quick little day, it actually matches my shirt. Throw your phone and your chapstick in and like walk away. And it's perfect. All right. Oh, speaking of cute little bags, I dropped one on the ground. I also made these little tiny star bags, and this was back before my star bag pattern came out. So this was not my pattern. I used somebody else's star. So they have the little holes in them. But I show you this because any of these bags, for the most part, can just be made smaller into these little charms that like you can hook on to a different bag. So if you wanted to put something really tiny in these, or if you wanted like a coin purse, you can just make the bag smaller. Now, my star bag pattern, which as we know is my most famous pattern, is the best star bag on the market because it has no center holes. So my star bag, of course, nice and big, nice and fluffy. All the holes on the sides are done there purposely, and we are closed off in the center. You don't even have to do a magic ring if you don't want to. It is super sturdy. As you can see, the strap doesn't stretch. And it's cute. I made mine super fluffy, so that way you get that like cartoonish comet shooting, boom. It's perfect. I love my star bags. I've made a million of them. Tutorials all over the place. And that leaves us down with 3. So we'll do one more with a pattern. First, we have my heart bags. And these open up on the inside. They were my cute little Valentine's Day hearts. It's a little malformed over time, but the white used to sit like a perfect heart. In the center, it's got little bows on the side. And because it's so three-dimensional, it's very sturdy. So you can shove it full of stuff. You could also definitely add a zipper to this if you were interested, but they sit as they are. Over time, I will say the heart definitely loses some of its shape, but if you take the time to pin it down and actually like block out your piece, it will be fun forever. We then have one of my most sold pieces, which are my duffel bags. And this is the small version. This is a prototype because I sold my last 2. But this is like a very simple, it's a cylinder, right? A duffel bag is just a big old cylinder. So you make your 2 sides, and then you make one large rectangular panel and a strap over top. So the prototype does not have a zipper on top, you just throw stuff in. But the ones that I typically end up selling will have like a huge zipper. They can be gigantic, travel sized, but they're super easy and they're convenient, and it's fun to make your own stuff to travel with. The final bag in today's collection is my leaf bag. So this was one I made a couple months ago. I was so proud of myself for this pattern. The point is that it's made up of like 18 granny squares or something like that. And as I zoom in, you'll notice that the square isn't the leaves. The square is the corners of the leaves. And when you meet them all together, they make the shape of the leaves. I thought this was amazing. It's huge, obviously. This is a giant bag that can fit a ton of your stuff, and you could definitely line it if you would like to. Has a nice big strap and a really cool shape. Essentially, you're making these yellow ones here, which have the points of the leaves, and you're making 2 of these red ones where the leaves all meet each other. And wherever the leaves meet is the spots where they, like the little stems come down. So this one is more complicated. I saved probably the most complicated piece for last. It is time consuming, but it is another well worth piece, especially if you start it now at the start of the season. So when we get back to August, September, October, your leaf bag will be done. But that concludes our video for today. Again, any patterns that are already made will be in the description. You can also head to my Instagram for the written versions, and in the very near future, because I know a lot of you have been asking, my website will have every single pattern and video up. There was a bunch of issues using Wix where I had to restart everything, but it's almost there. We are like this close. Probably by the start of May, maybe the end of May, full website will be up with absolutely everything I've ever made. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next week for more videos. Take care. Goodbye.